So I'm going through my fridge and my freezer, and I realized I have a lot of cheese and I have some scallions or green onion that need to be used. So I am going to be making cheese enchiladas today. My kids are happy because they love them. So you could use any combination of cheese, any type of cheese that you have. This is just the motley crew of cheeses that I have today. I might just mix them all together and then top it however. Again, the types of cheeses that you're using, it's up to you. Mozzarella works great, Monterey Jack, cheddar. I just have this combination today. Okay, so to prepare my corn tortillas, what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of cooking oil to a preheated pan that's on low heat. Now just add your corn tortilla, and I'm just going to warm them through in the hot oil. I'm not really frying them or getting them crispy or crunchy. It's really to soften them. And when you do this step, this actually helps the corn tortilla to keep its shape and texture without disintegrating when you add it. Add sauce on top of your enchiladas. So you want to make sure you do this. You could also brush these with oil and put them in the microwave for a minute or so. But definitely you don't want to skip this step. I'm just going to repeat the process, and I'm going to be making around 14 to 15 corn tortillas. I'm going to prep them for the enchiladas. Okay, so now for the enchilada sauce or enchilada gravy. This is something quick that I like to do when I make enchiladas. Here I'm preheating my pan over medium heat. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of cooking oil, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Give that a stir, and this is going to be the roux for the sauce. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chili powder. If you find that that's too much chili powder, then, maybe start with 1 tablespoon. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of chicken bouillon powder. You could skip the chicken bouillon powder, and when it's time to add the liquid, just add homemade chicken stock or broth or store-bought. You could use low sodium and then just add salt to taste. Okay, so it's about that time to add my liquid. I'm going to start with 1.5 cups and work my way up to 2 cups. Okay, so all of my liquid is mixed in, and if you find that your sauce is a little too thick, add a little more water to it. But now I'm just going to add just a little bit of ground cumin. That's optional if you do not like ground cumin. I'm going to add just a 1/4 teaspoon or so of onion powder, maybe a 1/2 teaspoon. And a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder there. Now just give it a mix, give it a taste, and this is done. Okay, so here's what I decided for the filling. I crumbled up the 10 ounces of queso fresco. I added around 5 ounces that I had left of the pepper jack cheese, and I shredded 3 ounces of the mild cheddar cheese. Give that a mix, and that's about 18 ounces of cheese. So whatever combination or whatever type of cheese, it's about 16 to 18 ounces. And I also chopped my green onion. You could use yellow onion, or just leave it out if no one likes onion. I love cheese and onion, and I definitely love using scallions or green onion for that. Okay, so now I'm going to add some cracked black pepper, and this is the filling. And for the rest of this cheese, this actually is less than 6 ounces because I used a little bit somewhere else, but I'm gonna top the enchiladas with that cheese blend. And that's it. So in all, you're looking at around, I would say 20 ounces of cheese into this recipe, and it really depends on you. If you're like, whoa, that's too much cheese, well, maybe add less. This is just what I'm working with today. I'm gonna give this a good mix and start filling the enchiladas. Okay, so it's time to put these together. Here I have it's a little over 2 cups of enchilada sauce. And then I'm going to be working with a 9 by 13 baking dish. I'm actually just going to add just a little bit of the enchilada sauce. And you basically just I'm going to use one tortilla and kind of smear it all over the bottom. Just like that. And you notice the enchilada sauce in this video isn't as red as some of my past videos. It really just depends on the type of chili powder you're using. For whatever reason, the chili powder that I use today, it's just not as dark, but the flavor is definitely there. So just take a handful of your cheese and onion mixture here and give it a little tight roll, kind of pull it back, and there you have it. And anything that falls out, just kind of tuck it back in there. And I'm just going to repeat the process. Okay, so I rolled out 14, oops. And actually I had enough filling for 15, but I was only able to fit 14 here on the dish. So now I'm going to add my sauce right on top. Now take your cheese. I may not even use this entire bag. Okay, so once you've topped your enchiladas with cheese, you'll want to cover it with aluminum foil. And I'm going to bake this in a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, covered for about 30 minutes or so. And if you want to have kind of like a cheese crust on top, for the last 15 minutes of cook time, remove the aluminum foil and just let it continue baking. I'm just going to let it cook covered for the entire amount of time, 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, so these are done. And I'm going to let these set for about 15 minutes or so before serving. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.